asked breathlessly, her plain face shining. They are going after him? Yes. The elders believe President Lincoln will help a Quaker get out of prison. Truth has a northern voice. She will speak for me. Truth? Thee goes too? Martha said in amazement. Truth nodded. If we can, we'll bring him home. While Martha's eyes filled with tears, her father said, I'll take thee to the next station. Do not be surprised that thee will be blindfolded so that thee will not know the place again from the outside. This is not necessary with slaves who travel only one way. Thee will only see one person, an old man. He's not a friend, but he is against slavery. He will send thee on as swiftly as he can. And my horse? Asked Uncle Matthew. I shall take it back to Sister Bardwell tomorrow. Martha shall ride it alongside my wagon. I'll put thee in a false bottom of my wagon. It will be dark and hot in there, and the ride will jolt thee, even though I have spread out some blankets. Make no noise till I halt and strike the wagon 3 times to let you know that we have arrived. Then I shall leave thee at once at Station 8. Give me thy hand, friend Bardwell. May our God protect thee and give thee thy desire. As the 2 Quaker men clasped hands, Sister Buchan and then Martha embraced Truth. Martha whispered in her ear, Oh, please, Truth, fetch Robert home. I want the 3 of thee to come back on our railroad. Truth soon crept into the hiding place in a Buchan wagon after her uncle. The space was musty-smelling and airless, but she found she wasn't too cramped. The blankets helped a little to ease the hardness under her spine. Have courage, Truth, came her uncle's whisper. Then the wagon started off with a jolt, and Truth slid from the front to the back. Sleepless hours passed until Truth finally felt the wagon stop and heard the triple rap on its side. The bottom was opened, and she and her uncle crawled out to find friend Buchan and a gray-bearded old man with a lantern standing behind the wagon. Blindfold them, and then be on your way, ordered the old man, and friend Buchan did, using cotton scarves. Truth heard the wagon leaving and felt panic until the old man said, Take my hand, girl, when I grab yours. And mister, I'll put yours on her head. I'll lead you. After you eat a little meat and some water and cornbread, I'll take you to the next station. If you smell turnips, it's 'cause you're going into my root cellar. Leave them blindfolds on. We thank thee, friend, murmured Matthew Bardwell. How many stations will take us to the north? I don't know. Maybe 5 more? That's my guess. After a little food and a visit to the privy, Truth and her uncle were taken to a wagon. Their blindfolds were removed only after they were secreted under a bundle of dusty turnip sacks. Their trip was a long and thirsty one, despite the bottle of water the old man had given them. They heard the noises of other wagon wheels, dogs barking, and hoarse voices. At last, the man halted the wagon and shook the sacks, saying, We're here. Come on out. The boy will take you from now on. Good luck to you, whatever you're up to, even if it ain't any of my business. Put your blindfolds back on and wait by the road. Helped by her uncle, Truth got stiffly out of the old man's wagon and looked about at the empty countryside. She put on the blindfold again and stood waiting in the dusk. Soon she heard the old man leave after whistling twice. No whistle answered his. The Quakers waited for a time, and then Truth heard running footsteps and a young voice. Come, take my hand and my sister's hand. We'll take thee to the privy, and then where thee should go. Thee? Friends? Truth thought they were. The thee had given them away. Her spirits rose. This time they went inside a house that smelled of freshly baked bread. Doors opened and shut behind them as they went upstairs, walking hand in hand with the unseen children. There was a creaking noise, and then they were helped into what seemed to be a small space. It is a secret room, whispered Truth's uncle. Before long, food came, ham and peas, potatoes and gravy, as well as warm water, soap, and towels. All were delivered by unseen people. When they had finished eating, the 2 of them were led to cots to rest comfortably. Can you tell me if we are still in North Carolina? Truth asked. No, we cannot, came a woman's voice. Her tone changed to one of suspicion as she said, Thee has a northern voice. Why is that? Matthew Bardwell answered, She was reared in Indiana and is my sister's daughter. My sister was born in North Carolina. Oh, that explains thy accent. Rest while thee may, then we'll go on in the morning. Suddenly, Truth heard a child giggle and say, It's well they don't see what they ride in, Mama. They might not like a hearse. Be still, child. The hearse is useful. No one searches it. The next day's journey was not too unpleasant, although it was made in the most strange equipage. Truth and her uncle rode in a hearse a long way, and at last stopped in what sounded like a barnyard. No dogs barked, although hogs grunted. Once again blindfolded, they heard only a man's deep voice as he took them into his hog-scented barn and said, "Get under the floorboards. I'll guide thee down, and then I'll set the boards back in place and pitch hay over them. Thee will find food and water there. I'll take thee on at midnight in my buggy." Oh, what a strange ride that was! Mile after blindfolded mile down rutted roads that jerked the travelers about in the rickety, springless buggy. The driver turned to the left, to the right, to the left again, and then to the right. Dogs barked at the buggy as it passed in the night. Truth heard nary a human voice until the driver ordered, "Take off thy blindfolds when I leave thee." He laughed. "We are over the Virginia border and in Maryland. Welcome to the North. Thee are fortunate." There were few Confederate cavalrymen out and about tonight to ask if thee have papers. Walk a mile north till thee see a white farmhouse with 2 chimneys. Friends there will greet thee. I do not know what takes thee on this desperate journey, but it must mean very much to thee. I wish thee the blessings of our faith." "Thank thee, good friend," answered Matthew Bardwell. "We have come to get my son out of a Union Army prison." "Then thee will need all the blessings, friend." How good it was to stretch their legs after so much confinement, Truth thought. The night was warm and dark, and so peaceful it was hard to believe that there was a war raging and more fighting to come. Would it never end? The white farmhouse soon loomed ahead on the left side of the road. Someone was awake inside, for a kerosene lamp sat in one of the downstairs windows. Trusting to the words of their last conductor, Uncle Matthew and Truth went directly to the door and softly knocked. The door was opened by a tall young woman. Her dress indicated that she was a Quaker. She had taken the lamp and now held it up to show her the callers. The woman looked and then said, "I am Rhoda Quisenberry. Is thee friend Bardwell?" "I am," he said, surprised at her question. "Get thee inside. We have been expecting thee since we answered thy message about thy son." "It came through here?" marveled the man as he and Truth entered a handsomely furnished parlor. It did indeed, came an old man's voice from a deep chair. The man got up to shake Matthew Bardwell's hand. Truth saw that he was tall. "I am friend Quisenberry. I went to the telegraph office in Hagerstown and sent a message asking about a Robert Bardwell. The prison warden in Elmira said thy son is indeed a prisoner. A few days ago I sent another and got a reply that he is still there." "I must see him with my own eyes," said Truth's uncle. "Yes, thee should, friend. But now come and eat a cold supper and take to thy beds." Rhoda Quisenberry asked, "In the morning, would thee like to bathe and have thy clothing washed?" "Oh, yes, I would," cried Truth, looking at her dirty dress and boots. "Thee has a northern voice," exclaimed the woman. Uncle Matthew explained once more. "She is my niece who comes from Indiana. We thought Truth would speak for me in the north. I cannot be taken for a spy." "That is wise," agreed the old Quaker. "Tomorrow afternoon we shall take thee to town and put thee on a train to New York City. From thee there can take another to Elmira." "Will that be easy?" breathed Matthew Bardwell. "If it all goes well, it could be. What does thee plan to do about thy son?" "After we have seen him, we will go to Washington, tell President Lincoln his story, and ask that he order Robert's release. We'll take the letter to Elmira, and then we'll go home again." "Oh, thee has great expectations," cried the woman. "Or great faith," added the old man. "We have great faith, and great love, Truth and I. We will pray for thy success. Now come, eat and rest."